Back to the daily grind. The channel's getting false flagged by triggered trolls, so make sure you subscribe to the new channel. Let's get to the MMA news. Cody Garbrandt came out and announced today that he will be fighting, taking on, defending his belt against TJ Dillashaw at Madison Square Garden, UFC 217. Let's mother flipping flacking get it. What do you mean? I've been waiting for this fight. We've been waiting for this fight since the Ultimate Fighter season finale. I've been waiting for TJ Dillashaw to get his title shot ever since he beat Rafael Assunção at UFC 200, a number one contender. TJ Dillashaw lost the bantamweight championship to Dominic Cruz in a split decision. It was a close fight, but he went on after that to not get an immediate rematch. He had to fight at UFC 200 against number one contender Rafael Assunção. Still didn't get his title shot because Cody Garbrandt was coming off of two amazing, well, okay, I'll say amazing knockouts because they were impressive. I meant to say impressive, but I'm not gonna fucking cut that, stop it and cut it. They were impressive knockouts, man. He knocked his knockout versus Thomas Almeida was amazing, but the other one was just a little confusing because he went down in ranking to fight Takeya Mizugaki, but still, it was another knockout. Went on to fight Dominic Cruz, got to skip the line, skip TJ Dillashaw, and he won the title. He won the title versus Dominic Cruz in a very impressive fashion. It was a unanimous decision, man. He was in there dancing versus Dominic Cruz, popping and locking, locking Dominic. He was in there getting it, man. He ain't wild doing damage, so he came out after the fight, and it looked like he was trying to skip TJ Dillashaw again. TJ Dillashaw had to fight another number one contender in John Lineker, beat him, so he beat two number one contenders. Then he was almost going to get skipped again because after the title fight, Cody Garbrandt called out Dominic Cruz. He said, no, how about, Dominic Cruz, if you want a rematch, you can get that now. So TJ almost got skipped again, but Dominic Cruz was like, nah, I'm good. Go ahead and let TJ get his shot. He deserves a shot. It sounded like Dominic didn't want too much smoke with Cody Garbrandt immediately. He wanted to take some time, figure him out, heal up his legs. So Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw was booked as coaches on the Ultimate Fighter Season 25 Redemption Series. They were supposed to fight at the Ultimate Fighter finale. Cody Garbrandt had a back injury, which forced him out of the fight. So now the fight's officially rebooked according to Cody Garbrandt, UFC 216 Madison Square Garden, and it's a big fight for a big event. One thing I'm going to get to in this video, just because I don't want to do a whole nother separate video on it, just because I just did the video of these guys agreeing to fight at Madison Square Garden, Khabib Nurmagomedov and Tony Ferguson. Man, an article just came out right after I do that video of Tony Ferguson coming out and saying Khabib's manager's turning down the fight, saying Khabib's not going to be healthy enough for Madison Square Garden. So that would be weird. We might just have to wait a little bit longer for the fight. Holy shit, man. If that's the case, man, I'm really going to be bummed out. I don't know how I don't know. It's going to suck, man, if we have to wait until what, UFC 218, 219. I mean, it's possible though. I don't know how the fans are going to fare too well if Khabib's not healthy enough for Madison Square Garden. That'll be a full year of inactivity for, while Conor's out doing other things. Even though Conor's not fighting in the UFC right now, he's still doing something. He's still fighting on a pay-per-view. If you want to see Conor McGregor fight, you're still going to be able to August 26th versus Floyd Mayweather. But to Tony Ferguson, he's not taking on anybody while he waits on the Khabib interim title fight. Khabib Nurmagomedov, he's either injured or doing Ramadan, his religious stuff, or he's, eating tiramisu, or somebody just got pissed. Somebody just got pissed. But, Khabib Nurmagomedov, man, it's just unfortunate we don't get to, I'll talk about it more if it's official. If for some reason he can't make it to Madison Square Garden, that would really suck. But we will still have a very stacked card at Madison Square Garden. Michael Bisping versus George St. Pierre. Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw. Maybe Robbie Lawler versus Jorge Masvidal. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be going on Madison Square Garden. So whether or not Tony Ferguson versus Khabib happens that night, it's still going to be a huge card. It's not going to be like UFC 209 where they were the co-main event and the main event was Tyron Woodley versus Wonderboy 2, and once that fight fell off, the card wasn't near as stacked. But with UFC 217 at Madison Square Garden, man, you could lose 2 fights and it's still probably going to be the best card of the year. So we might have to wait a little bit longer for Tony Ferguson versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. We'll keep tabs on that. And other than that, yeah, Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw is official for UFC 217. Let's get it. I don't know what else to say, man. Fuck it. Oh yeah, I don't say that corny shit no more. Fuck that old puss. Okay, I'm gonna wait until I get these strikes appealed. Make sure you subscribe to the new channel. I've been getting away from that, man. It's been almost a week that this channel hasn't went down. So hopefully we get lucky and these appeals work for these false flaggers. But if not, subscribe to the new channel. Subscribe to this channel. Hit thumbs up. Let the hitters know what you tap at in the comments, dude. What's ET short for? Because he has little legs.